Hi Flosstube, my name is Nicole and this is my YouTube channel, Nikki Stitchy, all about cross stitching. Today is January 8th, 2023 and I hope you all had a very good Christmas and wonderful New Year's. We did over here. My mom and her husband came down and, well, they live around the corner, but they came to our house, and then my daughter came down from Phoenix, and we went to church first, and then we came home, opened our presents, ate a good lunch, or dinner, and for our New Year's, we went with our friends and family and brought in the New Year's together. Good times. So I wasn't able to do the 12 by 12, but I did do the 12 by 12, which is, who created it? Kia B and, well, I seen it from Kia B, but I know there's her friend that helps her too, and I can't remember her name. But they came out with like a challenge to start 12 new starts every hour on an hour from noon to midnight. So I decided to do that the day before, which was a Friday, and I started at noon, and I didn't get to New Year's or to midnight, but I did do 8, some new starts and some WIPS that I worked on. But before I get to that, let me show you what I've been working on. Just a couple. So the first one I've been working on, my WIPS, is the Queen Mermaid. And here you can see what you've seen before. And this is what I worked on. So she still does not have arms, but she got most of her hair in. And yep. I have a piece of string there because sometimes I don't like counting and jumping around because it's not gridded fabric, so I try to stay like close by. But there she is. I'm so tempted to put in her beads too, but I don't want to fight with them. Sometimes they'll get tangled with my floss when I'm stitching, so just has to wait. The next thing I've been working on is, well, I try to work on it every day, the Grand Library by Amy Stewart from Heaven and Earth Designs. And here's mine. I'm trying to see how much I can get there for you. This is a regular size, regular color, and I worked a lot filling in this tree. What else did I do? I put in some of the black recently down there. Yep. So I have finished 23 colors on this, or 24. I have to count. And it has around 90 colors. And I'm doing this 2/1 10 stitch. Originally I started off with 1/1 full cross, and I think I like doing my full coverages 2/1 10 stitch now. But here it is. 25 count, easy grid. And I can't wait to get this one done because since I started, um, it 1/1 full cross, I'm doing my half stitches, the last leg of it first now. And it's messing me up on so many of my other projects that I'm starting from the lower right or upper left instead of my normal lower left to upper right. And I had to frog some of those stitches out. And here is my stitching shelf, which is a supersize max colors. And this is on the Q-snap right now. And I just throw the fabric on there, move it out the way when I'm stitching. But it's real easy for me to just remove it. It doesn't, it only takes like a couple seconds. This one is a newer one compared to the one that I use for my grand library. But yeah, I just take it out and move it to any section that I want, where I want it to be. And it's real simple for me. So I have no issues with that. So let me see if I get this right. It's a yard of fabric. Where is it? There's no way I'm going to be able to show you all of this. But I do have a picture of it on my Instagram, same name, laid out on my ottoman. And this is same 25 count, 2/1, half stitch. I started this section 1/1 and I switched everything else to 2/1. But I am almost done with the black. And the black has over 30,000 stitches. And I have, how much do I have? Less than 2,000 left on that now. So I completed 4% for that one. And what does that look like? So I'm at 4.11% at 29,340 stitches of the black. And I have 1,704 left of 310. And I think what I'll do is start on the next higher number, which is either 939 or 3370 a brown. And at the same time, because sometimes I get bored just doing one color. But I'm going to start on the smallest number, which this one is a max color one. So it has tons of color. And I think I saw one color only had like 68 stitches. So I can knock that out in like really quick. So I'm gonna get rid of all the lower number stitches and while I'm working on the next higher one. So that'd be fun. Going by super fast. Yep. And if you want to see that all out, laid out, I have it on my Instagram recently. So go check that out. What else did I work on? Ooh. So I ended 2022 with some finishes, but of course I don't own any finishes because I made 6 ornaments, and then I made me and my daughter that stitches made some for our friends. So let me get the picture for you. And it was very last minute idea to give these as presents, and my friends and some of our neighbors. But so these are the, these are the ornaments that I made. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I have a picture on my Instagram too of it. And I just got the hoops, the fabric, and I found the pattern off of Pinterest. It was a free pattern. Um, and then I bought the ribbon and the string, the garland string from Hobby Lobby because it was all clearance for like 66%. So I did that. Fully finished. I was thinking about making me one. And then we did fully finish, let me see, this one. Oh no. Sorry about that. We fully finished these, the botanical Star Wars or Rebel Alliance symbol, into wooden hoops and gifted it to our friends. So I did one, and I think it took me like 2 days, and I started on the third one, and my daughter finished it for me while I was working on those ornaments. But I don't have a picture of the fully finished. I probably can get it though. Yeah, I can get it and show it next time. We just hot glued felt to the back of the hoops. Okay, so I did have some finishes for 2022. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna start working on some Christmas ornaments too, so I can gift them and not feel like a factory when I was working on it this last time. So, what else? Oh, I did. I have a new start, and this is not part of my 12 by 12, but I did start on my chatelaine that my husband gifted me. Let me get it. And it's called, which one is it? The Night Desert Tint Mandala. I'm still missing like 3 of the Glorianas. And this was gifted to me in 2021, and I'm just now starting it because I was waiting for the Glorianas, and I started it, and is this the top or this the top? And I already had to take some stitches out because I messed up. But I really want the rest of it, the Glorianas. So I don't know if I'm going to be working on this until I can get those. And I've ordered it from a company online, but I think they might be waiting for them to get it. When I ordered it, I thought that they had it in stock for some reason, but I have yet to hear from them. So I'm probably going to contact them and ask them, maybe just cancel it and see if I can find some from the Needles Work Store in Phoenix. I'll have to call. What else did I do? Okay, I can go on to my 12 by 12 because some of those are new starts. Well, my new start for 2023. So I finally started the Winter Quaker by, what is this, Rosewood Manor. And that hour is, I don't know how much I can get done in an hour, but starting new ones and trying to figure out the colors. So this fabric is the Call For fabric, which is 28 count crystal dwarf casual linen, and it's you can't tell, or you might, but it's the opalescent kind. And then I used their Call For Valdani floss. So that was done. Worked on 1 hour, a new start. What's my next one? I restarted my pandemic. Okay, so I said that I was going to try to do pandemic on a 46 count with some silk thread. And I started half stitch. Can you see that? Half stitch, and I didn't like how it was looking, so I did it full stitch, and now I don't know if I want to keep going. So then what I did is I restarted on the same one, because I think it'll stop before this and I can just cut this off because I didn't want to do this part anymore. So I restarted it with what is this called? How do I not know the name of this? Etoile? But it's the C814. So I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do all of it in this color. But it's sparkly, some, I don't know, y'all. I really don't know what I'm gonna do with my pandemic, which sounds about right. Well, what happened in 2020? I also started, where is my start? What do I want to show you? The Glitter Village, right? Is that what it's called? Glitter Village by Country Cottage Needle Works in one of the hours, and I did it. This is what I did in 1 hour. Which one is this? Glitter House 1. Oh, here it is. Glitter House 1. So I only did the top part. And I did it on the Call for Fabric classic colorwork. And I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on this. I'm going to try, because I found lately my preference is for one thread. And I don't mind doing one thread on 40 count or one thread on 25 count. So we'll see. Okay, what else did I start or work on? I worked on my bookshelf, The Bookshelf by Little House Needleworks. And I think I finished out, let's see, I finished out the pot plant. Oh, no, I didn't. Well, I tried to finish out some of the pot plants here, and then I worked on the H. But again, another 2/2 and 2 threads. So I'm trying to finish that one too, but I don't know. I'm not being pulled to my 2 threaded projects unless it was like half stitch, like my Grand Library and stitching shelf. I don't mind those being 2/2 because there's one, and then I'm on to the next one, next X, right? But I'm not doing an X. What is this one? Oh. So then I pulled out, what is this one called? This one is called, it's a full coverage, but it's a like a mini or quick stitch. Quick stitch little cake shop. Where, how do I see it? Okay. The little cake, see that? Cake shop. Yep. Worked on that for about an hour, and is this the way? And I think I only worked on the red part and some of it because these colors on here are very light, and I don't know how I want to tackle them. But I guess I did start this one 10 stitch 2/1 on 25 count. That's my jam. I don't know how much further I can go on with this one because I put some of the strings on these floss cards and I hate it. It looks like a rat's nest and I can't concentrate to even work on this one. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that because I think I could probably get this one done because it's really not that big. It's probably to here. Yeah. So I don't know. Those light colors are killing me though. And the rat nest of floss. I don't like it. All right. What else did I work on? Oh, where is that? Another one I worked on during that 12x12 was another full coverage, all by Amy Stewart, but it's called the Love Letters Chocolate Shop, and it's the regular version. Regular colors. So this is what it's supposed to look like. A lot of people are working on that one too. And sorry, here's mine. Originally I had this one on a 32 count, but I could not see it. Or it's frustrating because I did it half 10 stitch with one fabric and I did not know how to start this with one. It was frustrating. But this is what I got to, and I think I'm just gonna knock out all the black colors. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. But yep. I know that my jam is 2/1 10 stitch on full coverages. I cannot do anything else, which is sad because I really wanted to do the 32 count 1/2 tent, but just starting it was kind of frustrating for me. So that's that one. All right, so let's see. For Christmas, I was surprised by my daughter. She got me my very first Bella Filipina, and she bought the chart with her own money, and then I just told her to go on there and order like the fabric and all the accoutrements for it. And I was surprised to see what she picked out for me on Christmas, but here it is. It's called Fairy Iridescent, and I love it. I've never seen one of these being worked on, but it's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of the Midsummer Night's Fairy. So I guess they can be like sister pieces. So the fabric she picked out for me was called Mushroom Lugana. And here is my start. And I don't even know if this is the right way, but I need to find out. Maybe it's this way. I try to keep the selvages on these 18 by 27 at the top, so I know it's the top. So it's probably this way. But that was 1 hour worth. And here are all the beads and acrylic. And I've never seen these before, but they're DMC. So I guess because I don't have an LNS and none of the box stores carry these, but those are pretty DMC or variegated floss. It's like, oh. So that will be my one of my new starts for this year that I worked on. And the other one is a stitch along, start along, but it's called God Shed His Grace on Thee. Let me get it. By Artisy Cross Stitch, or charted by Artisy Cross Stitch, and it's artwork adapted from or by Abraham Hunter. And this is what that looks like when it's finished. And I got the large version, which is, it's not that big. It's 548 wide and 365 height. So I'm doing mine on 25 count, 2/1 half tint, and this is what I did. Where's the beginning? So I started here in the corner, and I wanted to get every color at the top perimeter. And what I'm doing now is going back and filling or stitching all of those parked floss. And I think when I finish doing that, because I need to work on it today, I'm going to go down this side doing the same. Because this, for some reason, this on Pattern Creeper did not start at the very top of the box. So I didn't want to confuse myself, so I just went ahead and filled the whole top part in so my counting will be correct. And I'm glad I caught this because everything else would have been off with that not starting at the first box. So that's that. Working on that today. So you can see from this end to about here is the width of it. So, and that's 548 stitches. So it's not going to be that big, right? Fun. I'm doing that with a couple of ladies on Flosstube and Instagram, and I will list their YouTubes below, but I wrote them down. Okay. So we're doing that, and the hashtag is God's Grace Sundays with an S, and it was started by Alicia at Adventures of Stitching and Angie at Angie Slowly Crafts. I'm doing it with them and Rachel from Rachel Q Stitches and Amanda from Amanda N Stitches, and she just started a Flosstube also. But I will link theirs, so go check out their pages and see their progress of God's grace. And yeah, and it's open for anyone to join. Okay. Oh, I'm missing one more start. Where did I put her? Oh no. Okay. So last time I talked about restarting one of my projects that I've fully finished. When I finished it, and then my mother-in-law fully finished it and kept it, which you know, I'm glad she's enjoying it, so that's nice. But I wanted to do it again, so I stitched this one. Her name is Spirit Dancer by Marilyn Levitt Emblem, Butternut Road, which she is the mother of Mirabilia, Nora Corbett. So I want to stitch her over again, and I bought the fabric and I started her. And another YouTuber, Corey Creates, she has been working on hers too, and I was pretty surprised to see it from her last Flosstube that she did, and she shouted me out. So thank you, Corey. I've watched all her videos so far because I have two channels. So I have this one, and then I have one that's under my whole name. So I don't know if some people have made that correlation yet, but anyways, I have subscribed to her on both, and this is my start. So I started with where her knee is, and then I traveled all the way to her face, and I'm working on her face and her hair. But this is on fabric, what is it called? Natural or Country Raw Natural Casual Linen. And I know for like these and like the Mirabilias, these are 2/2. But I think I don't mind because I'm using DMC and I can just loop start it. And I can do one leg of the X and then come back. And it's not going to be affected like the variegated thread. So I'll talk about that in a moment. But there she is. I'm restarting her. And I got all the beads. And I still had some of the beads and the specialty thread from the last one. So this I saved from the last one that I did, and I think that's part of her chair. Oh, wrong hand. Chair right there. That's pretty cool. And here are the beads, and so I will have her hanging in my house one day. Okay, so that was what I worked on for my 12x12s, and what's next? WIPGO. So I decided to do WIPGO to share, and they call the numbers. I think it's Just Does Stuff. Yeah, I'll link her below, but I found a 5x5 grid on the interwebs, but here is mine, and we're number 6 and 10 have been called. So it's my Soda Stitch Korean Girl and Fall on the Farm. And what I decided to do for my WIPGO board is to work on it from like 25 to 30 minutes. Initially I said 15 days, but I don't want to box myself in, because some days I just might not be able to stitch or might not want to stitch them. So I said, well, I'll do like 10 to 15 days, and then if I can get to 10, I'm going to treat myself with something. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. So I decided to start on Fall on the Farm for the first half of this month. And oh, I don't know. going good. I did about 5 days, and then let me show you. So I got some of it done, and then I started on the next block, and I'm doing 2 over 2 full cross, and I had messed up somewhere around here, so that's why you see that string, because I'm like going back, because you see like the 2, well, it's not supposed to be like that. So, you know, I don't want to work on this. I don't know what it is. I was talking to Alicia from Adventures of Stitching, and I can't do it. I want to do it, but I can't do the variegated floss 2 strands, because I have to stitch, well, I don't have to, but you know, I'm stitching 1 X at a time. Okay, that's fine. But if I'm going to do that, can I just use 1 string? Well, I bought fabric for this one. It's similar, but it's 25 count, and I'm going to restart it, and I'm going to do 1 over 1 full cross. I think I can probably take all this out and use this fabric for something else, because it's a lot of it. But that's what I'm gonna do. Scrapping this, restarting it. My first WIPGO. Yep, so now I have to work on my second one until I get the fabric for that. And it's 1, 2, 3 stitch, so it should be here shortly, because they're in Texas and I'm in Arizona. So what I'm going to do is my Korean girl, and I was thinking of doing this one for my mother-in-law and getting it framed and sent to her. But let me find the picture. Where did I put it? Let's see. I screenshot it onto my desktop. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is oh, let's see, where can I get it? Not blind y'all. Oh, sorry. A lady in a Korean traditional dress, hanbok. And if you don't know, I am half Korean and half black, and actually Korean was my first language and English is my second language. But I do have my own hanbok, which is the name of that dress. So I wanted to do this, and I downloaded or bought a chart from Soda Stitch, and this is what I want to do. So this is my other WIPGO call, and I'll be working on that for 25 minutes a day. And this is where I left off at, so there it is. And hopefully I can make this, well, yeah, because it's just DMC. So I can use one long piece and loop start it, and I don't mind doing that. And I can do the first leg all around and come back and do the second leg and not have to worry about it. So you'll see some progress from that next time I come back here on the YouTubes, the Flosstube. I've been keeping track of what I've done in my little book of days 2023 and what I've been stitching each day. So I don't know how much more I can keep this up, because we started back homeschooling, and pretty soon, probably after this week, I have to open up my shop. And I was thinking about opening up a second shop, because my husband bought me a kiln, a pottery kiln that he's hooking up now in the garage for me. So stay tuned for that. Let me show you what I got. My daughter, her first memorabilia, and all the whole kit for that. So she started, and she wanted to do this one. I don't know what the name is. Garden Prelude. And okay, so a couple of months ago, actually it was a year ago, I went through all my cross stitch and I got rid of a lot of stuff, y'all. It's in Goodwill. I sent it to Goodwill, but some of it was kits and most of it was dimensions. And I don't know if they get rid of it if you worked on it some or opened it, or if they let people, I don't know. I didn't know anything about stash unload or anything then. So the one thing about the gold or dimensions, the gold dimension kits, I want to say any dimension kit, is that their charts are in color. Well, I have a black and white printer that I can make copies off of, so it's kind of difficult because sometimes those colors don't come through. So another chart like that I have now is the Filipina. It's in color too, and I think they do it to prevent I don't know, people from mass producing copies or giving them away. I don't know, but I would have to go by the store and or to like get it Xerox. And guys, I really don't like leaving my house. My grocery get picked up by my daughter because I go online and order it. So I know it's crazy, but well, since I got the Filipina, I was like, maybe I should try myself at another gold collection, because I've been seeing people, Flosstubers, showing their gold collections in their work, and I'm like, I can do this because I like some of the charts, right? So I went and purchased Fall Fairy Gold Dimension. Haven't opened it. And I purchased Winter Cabin. I also have 2 more on the way. So now I got 4 gold collection dimension kits. So I'm gonna try to take a stab at that. And because I am probably going to redo all my 2/2 that's not fancy ladies, I went and bought some more 25 count fabric. And I think these all have plans. I just gotta figure out where they go to, but you'll be seeing those 25 count. And I think that is everything. So far, WIPGO, I scratched one and I'm working on the other one. But I'm not going to hold my feet to the fire on that. I'm gonna try to do it, but I don't know. Every time I try to plan something, it's like, oh no, I want to do this. I want to do that. Or I feel like doing this. Because some days I didn't even pick up my WIPGO. But yeah, I'm going to give some shout outs and thank people for shouting me out. So the first one is Stitch Me. Oh, I can't even read my own handwriting. Stitch Me Sane. Carla. And she's a lady from Australia, and I just love watching her YouTube, her Flosstube, so you can go check her out. She has a lot of full coverage and Carolyn Manning's. So I really enjoyed her floss tube, and she just started off too, like me. And Corey Creates, I already mentioned her with the Spirit Dancer, and she has some full coverages, and she also quilts too, and I enjoy her floss tube. And oh, some that I've been watching, Sunshine Stitchers, EJ Creates, and Shelia. Um, I just love watching them. I watch them as I stitch, and they're just funny, and I love listening to them. And they recently did their whip parades too. Another thank you is Rainy Day Reads. She shouted me out recently, and I've been talking to her on Instagram, so you can go check her out. She does some well, she talks about some books and then her floss tube. And I think she did WIPGO too. I love all these WIPGOs coming, or not WIPGO, WIP parades. A lot of WIP parades these days, so entertaining. Who am I missing? I hope that's everyone. But yeah. I will list them down below. And that's it. So I'm going to try to come on here every 2 weeks to show you what I've been working on. So in the meantime, you can find me on Nikki Stitchy on Instagram to see. And I like to upload, like today I'm going to take a lot of pictures so I can reference them next time I come on Flosstube, so you can see what I've done and the progress I've made, hopefully. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them below. I try to answer every single comment, and I get those notifications, but sometimes I never get the notifications if you reply back to my comment. I try to check those, and just thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following and liking this video. And yeah, happy stitching. Bye.